Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Welcome to WVTC TV Network, capturing family moments in real time, bringing families closer together from the comforts of home. We are unleashing something different to the world. Start your subscription today for the low price of $4.99 per month or $55 annually. Go to www.wvtctvnetwork.com to sign up today. WVTC TV Network is streaming live on 8 different platforms. You can easily download the WVTC TV Network app on the Apple Store, Play Store, Roku, Fire TV, and more. Here at WVTC TV, we have access to movies that everyone can enjoy, including independent films, Sons of a Preacher and a Good Thing, Treasures of Life, the epic drama, The Passion of the Christ, and the box office hit Madagascar Escape to Africa. Remember, go to www.wvtctvnetwork.com and sign up today.
Takes Let's pray. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Christians and friends. We thank and praise God for this another glorious privilege to come into your homes while you're riding along your automobiles, your various places of business, every hospital ward, even the boys and girls behind prison walls, to bring you Ramon Perry live according to your faith, emanating through the studios of WVTC, where we are winning victory through Christ. We trust and pray that this time with Jesus would give you strength to go forward in faith. We're back this week with another banger. I need everybody in here. Before I do that, I want to talk.
Listen, I am so blessed. As you see, I'm Leo High School, geared up because they were on America's Got Talent and they absolutely killed.
But you see how you snuck that in?
Yes, I did. I did. I had to.
Snuck that in.
Right
Yes, that was quick.
Yeah,
it was good.
They absolutely killed. I was a part of the choir some 25 years ago. Tell
it.
We, LaDonna Hill, she was my teacher. She was simply amazing. And we, again, are so proud of the boys and what they did. They literally flooded social media, the news. My phenomenal. God, I'm so proud of those guys.
Really good.
And I just can't wait to see what God does with them. I know they'll be performing at the Cubs Stadium at Wrigley Field for Juneteenth.
Now you see, he just got a whole. It was a whole.
He did that sneaking in the advertisement.
It was like a whole.
Somebody came prepared.
And to my left is my sister in Christ, whom I love so much, the worship leader that God has sent for this appointed hour. The one and only evangelist, Tanya Cuffie.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I just love being here with you guys.
Yeah, listen, I'm glad we got another good night. I've got some amazing guests. I need you guys to get in here. You all, if you didn't know, that was Ministry and Praise. Me, Ramon Perry, Ministry and Praise, that brought us on today. I thought the choir thing was over, but now we're going to keep it going. We've got some people that's going to come on the stage tonight that are phenomenal. I'm really excited about some of our guests. One of our guests, he's already hit. Two of them are already in the building. I'm like so excited to have them because it's something when you have been listening to people and their music ministry on the radio, you got their cassettes, you got their CDs, and you listen to them, and you finally get to interact with them in some way or another. But one of the first guests that I want to bring on, hey, listen, everybody, whatever platform you're on, I want you to hit like right now. Hit like right now. Listen, I'm going to bring them both on because they're both here and they're both connected. But the first one I'm going to bring on is Christopher J. Watkins. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you all?
Oh,
doing great, sir.
Honored.
Wonderful.
To have you on, man. I promise you, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate what you've sold into the kingdom in terms of music ministry. I'm going to bring somebody else on there. I know you're very familiar with. He is my friend and brother for life. I tell you, I love him. Ain't nothing you can do about it. The one and only, is he here? Is he here? Richard Odom. Good God from like, how you doing, bro?
Oh, hey man, I'm great. How are you?
Well,
what's up, Chris?
Have you two met?
I think I know Chris from somewhere.
Oh my God, man. Listen, I want Richard, you're just not your first time with us. You've been with me. My choir loves you from even 25 years ago.
And I love them.
Done some things with us. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I've got Chris here. Chris, can you just give us a quick resume about yourself? Tell us a little bit about where you got started, your home church, how you got involved in music ministry, and some of the things that you've been working on. And you've got a new project, and we're going to be talking about it tonight right away. Come on, it's your turn. Everybody get in here, and hit like right now and share. Come on, Chris, how you doing, man?
Well, first of all, I want to say it's truly an honor to be here and with one of my big bros, mentors, Richard Odom. This is such an honor. I have been in music ministry for almost 40 years now. I am part of 4 generations of music ministry in my family, starting back with my grandmother, who was a church musician for over 60 years, and my mom, who's still doing music ministry, and of course myself and even my son these days down in Atlanta. So music ministry has been a huge part of my family. I came up, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. born and raised. I just relocated to Houston, Texas about 3 years ago. I'm currently serving as the first vice president of the National Convention of Gospel Choirs and Choruses, better known as the Dorsey Convention, where I met Richard Odom here. So excited to be here. I've had a chance to do music ministry in St. Louis with my good friend Kyle Kelly, so better known as Chris and Kyle, with True Spirit, that ministry for almost 15 years. And we did 2 projects, one on Crystal Rose, and the second one was an intro gospel. So both of those did really, really well for us, and still reaping benefits from it to this very day. So now, like I said, I'm in Houston. Again, I'm first vice president of the Dorsey Convention, and also director of worship and arts at the New Faith Church here in Houston, Texas. Dr. Andre Lewis serves as pastor. Currently have a single out, just came out a couple weeks ago. God Came Through For Me, featuring the incomparable Sherry Jones Moffitt from Ted and Sherry, and also the Tri-City Singers as well. And again, oh man, Richard, this is so much history here, so I can go on, but that's the short version.
Wow. We're going to go back for a minute, Chris. We're going to go back just for a minute. I have to do this, but I want to thank so many that tuned in. Carmen K, Denise, I love you. You already know that. James Williams, Carol, all the way in D.C. Alice Williams, my other heartbeat, good Lord. Danielle Jones, it's good to see you. It's been a minute. I love you. One of my good sopranos, my cousin, Letitia Pointer. I think you got Dr. B is in the room.
Yes,
Dr.
We're praying God is able tonight, and he won't fail. God bless you. Listen, Bishop William Quincy James, one of the owners of WVTC, doing the great things with prayer proclamation and praise on Saturdays. My friend and brother Sal Butler just checked in. I just want to honor the people that are sharing with us tonight. Bishop Brad Frazier, Sally Cole Butler, Viola Cuffie, Denny, I see you, Renee, and Pastor Isaiah Simpson doing great things. We made your announcement on last week. Listen, I want to get to this song. Now, many of you have heard this song before, but you thought that New G recorded it first. But Chris and Kyle recorded this first. Sit back and listen.
He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, feet, and his side is more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, I know it spared me from a life in a tragedy, but most of all, I'm born again, free from sin because of the blood. He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, his feet, and his side is more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, I know it spared me from a life in a tragedy, but most of all, I'm born again.
Free from sin because of the blood.
I'm born again.
Free from sin because of the blood.
See, you know, we got singers in the room, and we'll just break out on you, Chris. We can't help it. We just break out and just keep going. Listen, that was one of many. Okay, let me just say this, and I'm just saying this from my heart. I promise you. Remember the day back in the 80s, 70s, and all back then when you didn't just listen to one song, the whole album, you just listened. I felt like everything on there was a hit. Do you hear me? I passed. Lord, I love you.
Yeah.
I was listening to that. So I didn't play Lord I Love You because I probably wouldn't be able to help myself. I played it all the way here. That was one of the songs back in the day where we had choral praise and worship before it became a person. Come on.
That part.
We have always had praise and worship music in the church. Come on, somebody talk back to me.
Yeah.
And you all really brought that in. And know this to the worship leaders, because I'm sitting as one of the best in the country. I'm telling you right now. You all need to get her information now and bring her for your next event. There you go. That was a shameless plug. But Chris, so let's go back to those days of the choir back in St. Louis, and let's talk about that. And let's talk about something you did with, back then. And we're going to come up to date to the new single that you have out.
Yeah, so me and my friend Kyle Kelly, they always consider us to be blood brothers. Obviously, we're still great friends to this day. I'm godfather to his children and the whole nine. Back in, I think that was like 99, 2000, we started Chris and Kyle with True Spirit. Just came back from the convention, and I believe, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Richard, maybe about a year before that, Richard did a song at the Dorsey convention at the time called Coming Out, well, I entitled Coming Out From Under, but really I think the title is officially I Can Make It. I think the official title of it is. And it was just such an inspiring song, and it just really just complemented all the other songs that Kyle and I have written with over the last maybe about 5 or 6 years. So it was supposed to be just a one-time recording type of thing, but after the recording, they wanted to sort of the group wanted to keep it going. So we ended up becoming the official ministry after that recording, which was back in 2000. But no, Richard was highly instrumental and highly inspirational to both of us at that time. So I really credit him with music that came forth thereafter as well. So yeah, but we had a good 15-year run. We don't stay in our 20s and 30s forever. But we had it was great. We had some great opportunities, met some great people over the years, and God has blessed us. And we're still reaping those benefits of that music to this very day. And it was very important that we produce great choir music, a great variety of choir music. I love the new stuff, love the new wave stuff, but it's nothing like having a variety of music that can cater to your Sunday morning audience. And so that was important to us. It still is important to us to this
Thank
day.
you so much. You literally took all the words right out my mouth. God bless you. Carvel Showers, my other right hand there. Charlie Bright, Courtney Jake, so faithful. Listen, Dr. Monique, our brother, Deacon Myron Branch. I want to announce to people, Walter Howard, I love you guys. Listen, I've got to ask you, Richard, did you write Coming Out From Under?
I did.
Okay, let me play a little of it. I can't even, everything when you were talking, Chris, I was just shaking my head because those songs really hit hard to me. You know what I mean? I promise they did. Let me just play a little of it. I'm not going to wear this place out because I'm going to run through the building and it's not that much place to run. Listen.
What do I do to make it through? How do I choose? I've got to fight with all my might through the night. See, I tell you, it's been rough trying to make it through tough times. Sometimes it gets so hard, I don't understand. Well, I come through trials sometimes, but I won't let it get me down. With a made-up mind, I can do it.
have to stop it right there. You all see, I just
We brought him back.
Yeah, you
we
couldn't
prayed
help
him through.
yourself.
He's
We
here.
prayed him
We
on
prayed him
through. He's
through.
back.
If you have any, now touch my
He's
hands.
back.
Touch
Hey,
Yes, sir.
my hands
man,
up.
you,
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
cold and
understand.
wet all
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yes.
Listen, I'm coming out from under, going over. I can. That is Richard. What were you doing? What made you write that song?
Interestingly, my sister passed away the day after Thanksgiving. Pulmonary embolism, died at my feet.
My Lord Jesus.
And I said, now, God, I know you get glory out of everything, but you need to hey, listen, you need to talk to me and tell me what's going on here because I can't see this one.
That's right.
And so I was sitting in church. I'll never forget it. I was at Salem Baptist Church. That was back in the day, buddy, with Patrick Love and the A.L. Wright Mass Choir. And I was in Bible study and I was just rocking. And the pastor's wife was sitting behind me, Harriet Porter Wright. She tapped me on the shoulder. She said, if you don't stop that rocking, I'm going to be seasick. And so I tried to be still. And the Lord said to me, well, I got an answer for you. You're not going to like it. He said, you're going to make it. And I said, surely you got something deeper than that to tell me about this. Because this is not any play type thing. And he said, you can make it. And all of a sudden, it started coming to me. And in the middle of Bible study, I just dashed out to the choir room and started writing. And I came up with come through trials, hard times, but I won't let it get me down. With a made up mind, I can do anything. And then a little after that, I came up with I'm coming out from under, going over. I can make it.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Wow. Chris, let me ask you this. When you write, I always ask writers this. Do you get the lyrics first, the music? Do you get a hook, or is it different every time? Just give me a general synopsis of when you write. Richard, you're next on that too. I'm always interested in the writing styles of those that write and compose music. Chris, first, please.
Yeah, for me, generally, I'm inspired by something I've heard or something I've seen. So I like to almost treat songs as what's the best way to put this? Almost as papers, if you will. I think was the term I want to use. So I always hear things in terms of messages in regards to titles. I'm really big on titles. That's why I was so intrigued by Richard's song. So I'm always get the title first or the subject matter first. I generally write backwards. I generally write the hook or the vamp a lot of times first, and then I work my way backwards. I'm not sure why I do that. It just just the way it comes out most of the time. So yeah, that pretty much works for me most of the time.
Richard?
See, to me, the consummate writers are Chris and Kyle and Donald Lawrence and Patrick Love. I don't even really consider myself a songwriter. I'm the occasional songwriter, and the song can come in various ways. Sometimes I get it front to back. Sometimes I might write a part of it, and then 3 years later, I've got the rest. Sometimes it goes straight through. Sometimes it starts with the hook. And as a matter of fact, the I Can Make It got titled I Can Make It because actually before I got to anything else, when I got to the piano, I started doing what I thought was what ended up being the tag. It says, I can make it. And that's
You
what
all
I
have to
came up
listen to
with
that.
first.
You have to listen to that. Listen, our other guest is in. I'm going to bring him in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to talk about the new single, Chris. Let's talk about that.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was an interesting tune by itself. God came through for me. I sort of started that song, just to Richard's point, I sort of started writing that song at the end of the pandemic period. And I just had the idea of the song, maybe a little bit of the hook of it. And I finished it after I got down here to Houston. I sent it to my son. Shout out to my son, CJ, a musician, producer in his own right down in Atlanta, with Mark Moore and the whole Spirit and Truth squad, Antoine Cooks, that whole squad. So I sent it to him. Hey, can you do something with this? So he did something with it, but he's young. So what he sent back to me was a little too over the top for me, you know. So I left it alone. And then a few months later, life happened a little bit, you know. And sometimes life can be its own inspiration. So I sort of revisited the song because it sort of spoke to me at the time. And I just sort of simplified it. And I just asked, man, can you just simplify this a little bit for me? And he did. And what we have is a single. Like I said, it's the first one. I have a whole project that's coming out within the next month or two. So I'm really excited about that. But this single features the incomparable Sherry Jones Moffitt, again, of Ted and Sherry and Tri-City singer. So I had opportunity to work with her. She's awesome to work with. So really excited about what God is doing through the song already. So
I'm going to play a little of it, just enough to get them in, because we want them to download it. We want them to support the artist and the writer. Come on, give us the name of it, and we're going to play a little of it, Chris.
Yes,
what's the title, Chris?
Featuring Sherry Jones Moffitt.
Here we go. Yeah. No explanation. All I got today is appreciation for always looking out for me, God. So I give praise today. I give glory to the one spared my life. And to the one, because he never gave up on me. And just when I needed him, guess what? Hey! I got a witness right here. Sherry Jones Moffitt, testify.
There was a time I needed peace of mind.
Yeah.
God came and I got a line and left all my past behind. Couldn't find a rhyme or reason for the challenges of that season, but he answered my prayer and he healed me without a moment to spare.
Oh, you got to go download it. You can. We're not gonna give the store away tonight. We was over here just moving and grooving, and you all can't see him, but Dr. Tony McNeill, he's in the camera, he's in the back room. He was just in the back, just going at it.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna bring him on in just a minute. My sister Deborah Gates, God bless you. Man, when that thing right there, how can we secure that?
Oh, you can secure that through any and all digital outlets. Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, all digital outlets.
Oh man, that I already coming out the gate. Evangelist Cuffie was right.
Oh yeah, that's my.
Yeah,
I love what's going to get you out the gate. Oh my God, I love it, Chris. Man, just keep going. Can you hang with us a little bit,
Thank
Chris?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, Richard, don't go nowhere. We're getting ready to bring Dr. McNeill, and we're gonna pay a few bills, and he's gonna come in on the other side. You are hanging with us. Don't move.
Okay.
Modern Plumbing and Sewer Company for all of your home and business needs. New construction, remodeling, commercial, residential, free and no obligation estimates. Established since 1970 by proprietor and CEO James E. Williams. Licensed and bonded. Contact them today for your plumbing needs at 773-925-7504. 773-925-7504. They accept Cash App and Zelle. Looking to create a website for your business so your customers can learn more about what you offer? Welcome to WebWise Design Services, where we build custom mobile-friendly websites tailored to your business needs. Our free website templates help make your business truly unique. And the best part? We offer affordable website solutions starting at just $150. With fast turnaround times and a commitment to exceptional customer service, we ensure your website is up and running when you need it. At WebWise Design, we build functional, professional websites that work seamlessly across all devices, helping your business thrive online. Let's build your digital future together. Contact us today at 815-901-7642. We're back. They hadn't seen that. I did that promo last night. Listen, this is my first time meeting him. I'm so excited to have him on with us. I've been watching him and following him a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tony McNeill. How you doing, Doctor?
I am doing well, Ramon. How are you?
Goodness. I'm blessed. I'm honored.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had another consultation that went over. And I'm so sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. We just glad you made it on in, Doc. I don't know if you know my other guest,
yes,
Chris.
I do.
I know you know Chris.
Yeah.
Do you know Richard?
Oh, this is Tri-City history right here. Tri-City royalty. Oh my God.
Hey Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey Doc, how's it going, man?
I am doing well. That single is hot
to death.
Bless you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's a vibe, man.
Sir.
Congratulations.
It is. Dr. McNeill, your first time here with us. Thank you for sharing.
Got a little Tri-City feel on it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But it's original. Yes. I love it. I love it.
And still its own thing.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, because there's some things I want to talk about, music and business. And I think I've got some great people on tonight. Everyone in here is involved in music, him and Evg Cuffie, Chris and Richard Odom. And there's some things that we might want to talk about that may be helpful. And I know you have great input, and I follow your page, and some of the things that you say is so impactful. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, please.
Thank you, Ramon. Again, I am honored to be here, man. It's a privilege to be in the midst of your co-host and these two great musicians, icons themselves. I'm Tony McNeill, born and raised in the country, North Carolina. I was born and raised in Harnett County, North Carolina, in a small town called Irwin, E-R-W-I-N, Irwin, North Carolina. It was once the denim capital of the world. Where they, before all the computers and all of the modernization of factories came in, my hometown was where denim was made.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a small town between Raleigh and Fayetteville. Okay, it's about as big as your living room. Everybody's related.
Okay.
And grew up there and cut my teeth in church music in my home church at Oak Grove AME Zion Church. And that's where my love for music, and especially church music, happened. And it followed me all through high school, grade school, high school, and college. And, eventually went off and majored in music and came back to North Carolina to teach. And that's where I met Richard Odom and the late Erica Bratton McCullough, who is the lead vocalist for When the Saints Go to Worship on the original Tri-City recording. And it was through my relationship with Erica and Richard that I was introduced to Donald Lawrence, and eventually became a member of the Tri-City Singers. So now I am in Atlanta. I'm a seminary professor where I teach courses in music ministry and worship. And I also serve as a worship arts consultant, which is what I was doing prior. Which is the reason why I was late, because I was on consultancy with a church that's getting ready to do a search for a minister of music. And so I speak with pastors and search committees and talk with them and educate them around the nuances of what it means to be intentional about hiring a minister of music or a worship pastor. The search for a minister of music is different than searching for anybody or any kind of job within a church. And so there's some particular nuances, there's some particular ways of questioning and navigating a search so that you make sure you get the person that your congregation needs, so you don't have to call somebody like me 1 or 2 years down the road. So I help educate and equip churches on how to do those searches well.
Now you just said a whole lot and you opened up some things right there.
Yeah.
God bless you, Carlos, my big brother, Ricky, Pastor Ricky Stephens. God bless you for sharing with us tonight. William Lyons, Detroit in the house. Jeanette Bennett, G Mac. Thank you so much. I'd like to acknowledge my guests. Listen, I want you to give us just a little synopsis of what that conversation is like with pastors, because listen, everybody that is a minister, music, or choir director, or a pastor that's on the search, you all tag somebody and get them in here. You're going to learn something real quick tonight, because there is a difference. I'm going to bring up a question that Chris posted. But before I do that, I want you to just give us a synopsis of what that conversation is like, considering every church, their needs are different musically. Yep. Can you just be general about it, Dr. McNeill?
Oh, sure. And I want to start with what you're saying, what you just said. The needs of each congregation are unique to that congregation. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that, especially for Black churches, is that we make these gross assumptions that all musicians are the same. Okay. And if you hire one, that person is skilled to do everything that your church needs. Just because they might be able to play well. Okay. And that's not necessarily the case. There are people who play well who can't teach parts.
That's right.
That's right.
There are people who play well who don't like working with God's people.
That part.
There are people who play well who, when they get off the organ, are miserable folks. They're not sociable. Okay. So it's more to equipping someone or authorizing someone to lead worship or plan worship or oversee your worship ministry than just the performance of the job. Okay. Right. The performance of worship. Does this person have a theology of worship? We don't ask those questions. Okay. What is your role? What do you see as the role of music and the arts in the life of the church? A minister of music should be able to answer that question.
Oh, absolutely. Let me be the advocate. I'm not going to be the devil's advocate, but I'm going to be the advocate, and I'm going to get out of character.
Okay.
We just want us a good musician. We just want a good musician for the church.
Yeah, and and you'll be calling me back 6 months later. Yeah, especially if you don't ask the right questions.
That's right.
Okay? And if you are not intentional about what it is that you are looking for. Okay. Which means you have to sit down and reflect on where your church has been, where your church is, and where would you like to see your ministry go? and you build a job description with those factors in mind, and not just go to Indeed or these websites that have these job descriptions and cut and paste.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what we do. Okay.
That was huge right there.
Yeah. And then, we wonder why things don't work out.
You wonder why things don't work out.
Because
Listen,
you use the job description for Second Baptist in Toledo, Ohio, and you're in Florence, South Carolina, in a rural Baptist church, okay, with a whole different kind of need, with a different set of needs. So it takes time, okay, to do that kind of reflection and to be that intentional. And so that's the work that I do, and I help journey pastors and their search committees on along. And I like to say I like to walk alongside them, okay, in providing them with questions and reflection prompts to get them pointed in the right direction, so they hire the person that is a good fit or the best fit for that particular congregation.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Somebody went dark. I want to ask this. Chris posted this on his page. He said, I think this was Chris. I'm almost sure it says, topic: church musicians versus musicians who play for churches.
Yeah,
the advantages and disadvantages. Can you elaborate? And Richard, I want you to get in on this conversation because you know about this. And let me say it again. And you all in the comments, I want you to give your comments. Pastor Pitts, congratulations on your nomination for the top market with the Stellars. We're pushing for you, WBGX. We love you. Listen, let me say it one more time. And I want you to chime in, Dr. McNeill and Richard. I want you to come right behind that. You guys are more than welcome to share in. Church musicians versus musicians who play for churches. Advantages, disadvantages. Dr. McNeill.
Yeah, I responded to that prompt on Chris's page, and in a nutshell, I said, for me, a church musician is someone who is called into ministry. Okay? Like folks are called into the preaching ministry. I think that there's room to acknowledge folks who are called to worship ministry or music ministry, and they minister through worship and the arts versus through word and sacrament or in clergy kinds of ways. But church musicians, to me, are called to ministry, right? They not only see the music as an end unto itself, which means they don't do music just for the sake of the performance or for the moment. They see music as a tool for allowing God to speak to God's people and God's people to speak to their God.
My God.
So there's a theological component that comes with being a church musician, that the music and the arts are a vehicle, okay, and they're not the end, right? A musician who plays in church, in my mind's eye, is not concerned with the theological impact, the theological implications of their choices. Okay, they just want to come and do what somebody else tells them to do. Learn this music, play this song, and get your church check and leave. Okay, they're not necessarily concerned with the spiritual growth and spiritual formation of the congregation or the choir or the praise team. They just come and play and do their thing. All right. And there's nothing wrong with that if we are upfront and honest about, that's what you do. Okay. Where I think we get in trouble is when we hire a musician who plays in church for a role as a church musician.
Got it.
We conflate the two. Right.
Wow.
And so part of the work I do as a consultant is to help churches see the difference.
and they don't see it all the time. Richard, can you share with us? Can you expound on that, if you would, please?
Yikes.
Say
I, I agree with everything that Tony said, and but and adding them could be, I'm not sure that those two things are either mutually inclusive or exclusive. You know, like on any given day, I wonder if any or all of us could be any of those things.
absolutely, Richard.
Mm.
And
Wow.
then that causes us to, we should be very careful about how we, because it's very difficult to know what's in the hearts and minds of people. And so when we begin to categorize them, it gets very dangerous. And we want to really be led by the Spirit in addition to the things that I'm saying and what Dr. McNeill is saying, and I'm sure what Chris will come right behind us saying some more of, and make sure that the Lord is leading us in all our decision making. So that
Absolutely.
we, and we ask the right questions. A crazy person like me, I go in, and even if they don't ask, I offer all of that information. I want to tell them I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. I got Jesus on my mind, and I'm running for my life. But everybody, right? They may be thinking that, but they may not say it. And if you are not, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Say it.
If you're not of a spiritual mind yourself, no matter what they say, you still could not know. So the best thing to do is make sure that you keep that relationship that you have with the Lord very, very centered, and
Yes.
learn how to hear the voice of the Lord and cancel out the noise, because even on our best days, we can miss it.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, Chris, you posed this. I think you might have left out for a moment. I think you put this on your page, and I want you to just have a voice in this. Church musicians versus musicians who play for churches. What made you put that up on your page? Because Dr. McNeill really spelled it out. What made you do that? Where were you at, and what brought you there?
Well, I was actually having a conversation with my MD at my church about it, and I think the initial conversation was more of a musical one, more so than a spiritual one. The initial conversation really much had to do with the flow of service and being in tune in regards to the Sunday morning worship experience. And I think I was trying to convey, I'm like, okay, are you, and now speaking of maybe a couple of the other musicians, okay, are they church musicians or are they musicians who play in church? Musicians who play in church will just sort of follow, do what they're told to do. I mean, they're great to work with. So initially the conversation was more of a musical one. Versus church musician. Church musician sort of knows protocol, knows when to play what here, knows sort of where things are going. Because I'm a big feel guy, so if service is going a particular direction, I want to go where that service is going. When sometimes the musician who plays in church may not be as sensitive to that moment. So the initial conversation was more of a musical one. But when I posed the question, I mean, my inbox got blown up so much. So
I'm sure.
the people who really wanted to talk, they didn't comment. They just inboxed me and gave their own 2 cents. Amen, Richard Odom. So,
Excuse me?
but it did really pose the greater conversation, though. But go ahead.
No, I want to add just a little word in here. I have mad respect for those musicians who let it be known, hey, I just want to come, I want to play, I want to be a part of the band, I'm going to do a good job, I'm going to learn this music, I'm going to be on time. I have mad respect for those kinds of musicians who play in church. It's
Absolutely.
the ones who mask themselves as church musicians, but
Wow.
embody the spirit of a musician who plays in
It's
church.
for a church.
Wow.
Music
Yeah.
plays in church.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I had one guy at the church I was at in St. Louis Central Baptist Church, Caucasian guy, musician, can play anything written in front of him, sheet music, the whole nine. Probably one of the best musicians I've ever worked with in church. But I wouldn't necessarily consider him to be spiritually aligned with the church or spiritually in tune. He just came in every week, always on time, never had to worry about him, always knew his music, always was prepared, all of that. Didn't really have to deal with the other nuances of some things that we have to deal with church musicians that I'm sure we both have dealt with, all of us have dealt with over the years. But no, I fully agree with you, Dr. McNeill. Great to work with. So this is no knock on whether you're a church musician who played in church. It was just a conversation that came up. Like, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. So that's where that came from.
Absolutely. In part, I come from that school that if the pastor has said more than once, whatever my lot, or when sorrows look like you ought to start playing a little bit of It Is Well, instead of what you played at the shed last night that sounded good with your musician friends at 4 a.m. and y'all don't have to work a regular job.
You gotta have It Is Well already in you, though.
It's gotta be right. It's gotta be there. And so, with that being said, Dr. McNeill, I don't fault those musicians that didn't come through that way. They don't know that, they don't know that. They know what they hear on the radio and what's hot and what I got a little bit of it both. You know what I'm saying? Let me go someplace.
Here I come with the crazy stuff though.
Come on, Richard.
So what if I got It Is Well in me? I can read very well and I can play the paint off the walls, but I'm autistic.
Okay.
So that if I say to you, Chris, play It Is Well, your first response could be, It Is Well. That's in C sharp, right? Not a moment's gone.
True.
But that's, in our classification, can we classify that person as inadequate in some ways more than others are inadequate in other ways?
Anybody would like to take their take on that? I got one, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I'm just making stuff up.
You're not gonna get paid for this, Richard.
Right. Well, I think part of it is knowing who you've hired.
That's right.
There you go.
And knowing the capacity of that person, which is part of what the job interview process is about. Is about getting to know the strengths and weaknesses of your minister of music. Now, you won't learn all of them within a certain job interview time frame, but
sometimes in a year.
Yeah. And also, it's also a time, the early part of coming on board to a church. The musician is learning the church just as much as the church is learning the musician.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And they're learning the Lord too.
Right. Well, sometimes that's true. And so you're building muscle memory about the liturgical practices and habits of a particular congregation in those early years. And if I'm with a pastor who likes to quote hymns, if I don't know hymns, that might be a good professional goal for me. I need to up my knowledge on hymns because this man quotes a lot of them. And maybe find a musician in your city or in your region, or even
Mentor.
online. People are doing piano lessons and coachings online to help you develop in those artistic areas, and even administrative areas where you're weak. But you got to ask, and you got to acknowledge, those areas where you need improvement.
And you got to want to do it instead of trying to sidescape it and just think you can get by. Because some pastors are very sensitive in the spirit, and if you're not following them, that's going to be a problem because they want you to go with them. Let me go someplace else. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So I'm getting ready to pivot just a little bit, but I'm going to do this very, very carefully. And I've never had the platform. God bless you, Bird. That we don't do the scandals and the latest downfalls of man, but for the grace of God, right?
Absolutely.
But I do want to ask this question. What can we do to make sure that gospel music is represented properly when it comes down to awards and that kind of thing? There's something that happened out there, not getting ready to go there like that, but what can we do to make sure that it's represented and appreciated in the spirit of excellence that it is given? There's so many great artists. Their life has been put in there. They live it. They breathe it. It's who they are during the week. They're writing. They're worship leaders. They're ministers. Music comes out of them. And what can we do to make sure that they are represented properly in the masses? And let's just even go to the ones that are out there that we hear all the time. What can we do?
Is it not the same thing that we had to do as African Americans? We've got to have some people in the room when the decisions are made.
Absolutely.
You know, as when we do with the government, we need to have senators in there. We need to have representatives in there. And in the same manner, I think when the decisions are made about the awards, and if you guys want to expound on any of this, that was just my initial thought. I didn't have much beyond that.
Let me read a comment real quick. My big brother, Pastor Reginald Earl McCracken, assistant music for Fellowship Baptist Church for many, many years alongside Ludella Evans Reed. He said we need to we stop accepting the wrong people. That's really what his comment is. The wrong people are being accepted. But again, before we get there, it's who's in the room in the decision making on the categories and who is going to be part of the decision making on who gets in. So sometimes if you want to see those changes, sometimes you have to be a part of those organizations and you have to be part of the voting process to make sure that the right people are included. Because if you are not, it's easy to stand on the sidelines and say, this person shouldn't have got it. How did they get it? But see, we don't know who helped them get it, who was there in those rooms, in those spaces. But if we would, now I'm answering my own question, but I want you all to, if we would get involved in the lanes that are already there for us, by us, the right people will get there, and it won't matter what happens on the other side, because we'll be so busy saying, look we have at least 3 choirs out of the city of Chicago that made the final ballot in whatever category for the Stellar Award. Kenny Lewis and One Voice made it all the way. Chicago Mass made it all the way. New G and Ricky made it all the way. So somebody is saying, these are the people that need to be on the ballot. The ballot started like this, and it ended up like that because somebody made sure and voted. The voting academy and the public vote helped get them there. So I think we need to concern ourselves with what we're doing over here and let the world do what they're going to do, because we can't control those systems. Any takers?
Absolutely. I just listening to you, I believe we do have to have the right people in the room. We have to have the people of substance, the people who basically primarily pave the way in the room, because we have a lot of the fad in the room, a lot of the trend in the room. Trend is making the industry, the money. trend that's teeter-tottering over into the world system is making, is drawing in the people. We're making sex sale in the gospel industry. We're becoming sexy in the industry, and we don't have the people of substance, the people that understand that keeping God first, keeping what's holy, sacred. I know they don't want us to say Jesus too much. I know they don't want us to be all closed up. They want us to show some skin and be well-rounded in all kind of areas with our dresses and our tight suits. They want us to look a certain way, sound a certain way, to draw in the world and show that it's okay to be me. It's okay that I look like, it's okay that my dress has the split all the way to my hip. It's okay that my pants are so tight and my suit is so tight, or my outfit is so tight. The men I'm talking about, not just the woman here. Yeah, I'm talking about, it's okay that we look a certain way in order to draw in, because sex sells, right? So we need to have people on the board that would at least have the mindset, the heart, and the spirit to keep things primarily just a tad bit holy. That's right. That's all. Can we just do that? We'll be all right. I promise you we will be. That's my smell on it.
Now I want to know why when you did the split up to the hip, you came all the way up to your side. I want to know why you did that. I want to know why you did that. I mean, she went, I don't know where.
Did I do it?
Wait now.
I know.
Richard, she's a member. Both of us are members of Elder Patterson's church. She's one of the strong choir members and works on the worship team as well. So she this is Church of God in Christ here. Come on in the room. So she
right. Holiness without which.
There we go.
So I just wanted to know, Chris, what is your take on that?
Yeah, I agree with all what's been said, just in terms of being in the room, being a part of those systems to make those type of decisions. I'm a church guy myself, so I don't really concern myself too much with as far as what's happening with the award shows. I mean, I personally love what Kirk Franklin did, but that's how God gave it to Kirk Franklin. I mean, I gave it to me, But as far as the awards and all of that, all I can do is control what I can control, and I know what God has given me, and what I can do on my end to be a positive voice, even on platforms like this. Obviously, Richard, Dr. McNeill are great advocates for gospel music, just in general, and for music ministry in general. So I think you also have to recognize what is your assignment, and just continue to pray that those who have that assignment to be in those rooms are in those rooms. Because it'll do no good. A lot of us are in those rooms, but we're not assigned to be there. But that's another whole class by itself. But just continue to pray that those who are called to those rooms.
Absolutely. I'm going to post this comment
to make a difference.
I'm going to post this comment real quick before we go. The night has been well spent. I'm so still honored to have all of you here one time. Richard, this is going to ring true. You're going to when you see this comment that my brother put up. God bless you, Evangelist Wells. I see you out there, my coworker. Pastor Reginald McCracken said this. No, that's not the right one. It's another comment that he said. Oh, where's that comment going? He mentioned this one right here. Oh, why can't I get that? Oh, he said the standard of God is we're not looking for awards. We're looking for the reward. Did you hear that, Richard?
Good.
Okay. I'm about to start speaking in tongues.
There you go. Right. We're not going to fool with it tonight. But I wanted to get your perspective. Chris, that was a great post that was worthy to be commented on, and just to kind of get an idea of what's going out there. Listen, before we go tonight, I just want to play just a little of this. A certain person in the room said that they're not that much of a writer and all that, but I completely disagree. There's a song that my friend and brother Richard wrote some years ago, and he taught to my choir many years ago. And one rehearsal, I just brought it back up. and we just start singing it. And I'm just going to play a little of it before we go. And we're going to talk about Chris's single. Make sure you guys support that. This song is called For Me, written by the one and only Richard Odom.
Oh, what a sacrifice when Jesus gave his life. So glad he paid the price for me. Suffered and bled and died to give eternal life. So glad he paid the price for me.
Y'all got to go look at that on YouTube. But Richard came and literally slaughtered the whole church with that. And the musician didn't know it, but he started just playing the chords and say, "Oh, it needs to do this," and it was just head on. Phenomenal writer. Let me just backtrack. Chris, phenomenal writer, excellent director. Him and Richard, Dr. McNeill. We can't even box you into just 20 minutes because you have so much to share. And I just want to just say I'm honored to have Dr. Newman, Evangelist Cuffie, our engineer, Blue tonight, and all of you guys that share with us. This was a good night for me because I've been following Dr. McNeill. Richard is a friend of mine, and I've been listening to Chris and Kyle's music for years. And just to, even though he's here virtually, I just want you to know I appreciate what you guys have sowed into the earth in terms of music ministry. It goes a long way with me. Okay. So one more time, Chris, can you tell us how we can secure your latest single?
Yes, God came through for me. And thank you all so much for allowing us to come on this platform. Never want to take that for granted. God Came Through for Me featuring Sherry Jones Moffitt. You can get it on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all of your digital outlets. It's available now.
Let's support Chris. Please go and support that, and follow Dr. McNeill. He's got a wealth of good information on his page regarding music ministry. Follow Richard and Chris out there, and Chris and Kyle. Go on YouTube. Just download everything. Everything gonna bless your whole life. Everything. I'm just telling you. I couldn't even get out the car for listening to Lord, I Love You. It's something you just got to hear. But listen, we're ready to go. I want to thank everybody for supporting. Please like, share, and comment. It's been a great night, a phenomenal night, and I really appreciate you. You guys come back next week, next Thursday at 7 o'clock, right here with Ramon Perry live on WVTC, where we're streaming on I can't get it out right now.
So excited.
I'm so excited.
Yes,
We're on YouTube and WVTC, our WVTC page, and on our TV network. We're on Roku, Fire Stick, and Android TV. All of that, and more. I appreciate you. God bless you, Blue. Blue has a song he wants to take us off with, and we're gonna go ahead and do it. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, baby girl, for tuning in.
Thanks for having us.
Richard,
so
Chris,
much.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Come on, put your hands together like this. If you know God is worthy, let me hear you say yeah. Ooh, Lord. Real simple. We're going to sing it for you. Listen. God is worthy. Worthy. Yes, he is. Lord. Yeah. Come on. God is
your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, an iNetworks communication station.